Welcome to my channel. Tell me, do you really need a partner to speak English? Many people think so. They say, I can't practice because I have no one to talk to. And so, they wait. They wait for the perfect partner, the perfect time, the perfect situation. But here's the truth. If you keep waiting, you will never start. What if I told you you can speak English every single day, fluently, even if you are completely alone at home? No partner. No partner, no teacher, no audience. Just you and your words. In this video, I will show you exactly how to do it step by step in a way that is simple, fun, and works for anyone. And if you stay with me until the last chapter, you will see that speaking English alone is not only possible. It might be the fastest way you will ever learn. Chapter E. Understanding why you can speak alone. Many learners believe that to speak English, they need another person. A friend, a teacher, a speaking partner. They imagine sitting in a coffee shop, having a conversation in perfect English, with someone who listens and responds. And yes, speaking with someone is great. But here's the problem. If you are always waiting for another person to speak with you, you will spend more time waiting than speaking. You will wait for the right person, the right moment, the right courage. And during that time, you will not be practicing. The truth is, you do not need another person to begin speaking English. In fact, you can make faster progress when you start speaking alone. Think about how people learn to sing. Do they wait for a duet partner before they start singing? Of course not. They sing alone in their room, in the shower, or while walking to work. They practice their voice, their breathing, their timing, all without anyone listening. Speaking English works the same way. Your mouth, your tongue, your brain, they are like musical instruments. You need to train them, warm them up, and get them used to making English sounds. You can do this without waiting for someone to stand in front of you and have a conversation. When you speak alone, something amazing happens. You remove the pressure. You don't feel embarrassed. You don't feel judged. You don't worry about making a mistake because there is no one to interrupt you or correct you in the middle of your sentence. And when the pressure is gone, your brain feels free to experiment. You try new words. You try new sentences. You even try a new accent if you want. You become more creative with your language. Speaking alone is like practicing dancing in your bedroom before you dance at a party. You get to enjoy the moves without worrying who is watching. Many famous people trained their speaking skills alone. Actors often rehearse their lines in front of a mirror before they perform. Public speakers practice their speeches alone in empty rooms. Even newsreaders sometimes read the news out loud to themselves before going live on television. They don't wait for a crowd to practice. They prepare in private, ing mooring 1-1. So when the time comes to speak to others, they are confident. I remember one of my students telling me, "Teacher, I can never speak English unless someone asks me a question." I asked him why. He said, "Because then I have a reason to speak." I smiled and told him, "Your reason to speak is that you want to improve. You don't need anyone's question to open your mouth." You can ask yourself a question. You can answer it. You can keep the conversation going with yourself. At first, he laughed. He thought it sounded silly, but then he tried it. Kang. He started asking himself questions like, "What will I do today?" Or "What did I eat for breakfast?" And he answered them out loud in English. Boat, DV. A week later, he told me he felt more fluent because he was speaking more often. Speaking alone also helps you notice your own voice. When you speak with someone else, you are focused on listening to them, thinking of your answer, and following the conversation. But when you are alone, you can slow down. You can pay attention to how you pronounce words. You can listen to the rhythm of your sentences. You can stop and repeat a sentence until it sounds right. Why? Right. This is something that is almost impossible to do in the middle of a real conversation with another person. Some learners are shy. They say, "I feel strange talking to myself." I understand. But remember, speaking alone is not strange. You already do it in your own language. You talk to yourself when you are looking for your keys. You talk to yourself when you are cooking and thinking about what to do next. You talk to yourself when you are planning your day. The only difference now is you will do it in English, And the more you do it, the more natural it will feel. Another great thing about speaking alone is that you can practice as much as you want, whenever you want. You don't need to book a time with a tutor. You don't need to wait for your friend to be online. You can speak in the morning while you get ready, during your lunch break, or before going to sleep. Even 5 minutes of speaking alone each day is more powerful than waiting for one long conversation once a week. It's like exercising. A little every day makes you strong, while doing nothing for days makes you weak. So, here is the first truth you must remember. You can learn to speak English alone. You can do it in your room, in your kitchen, while walking down the street, even while washing dishes. You are your own best partner. You will never cancel on yourself. You will never tell yourself, "Sorry, I'm too busy." You are always available, and that means you can start right now. In the next chapter, I will show you exactly how to make a special space in your home, a place where English lives. Once you have this space, speaking alone will feel easier, more natural, and even exciting. But first, I want you to say this to yourself: I can speak English alone. I don't need to wait. I can start today. Chapter R. Building your English space at home. Now that you understand you can speak English alone, the next step is to make it easier for your brain to start speaking. One of the most powerful ways to do this is by creating your own English space at home. That. What? This is not just any space. It's a small corner, a desk, a chair, or even just a part of your room that you choose as your English-only zone. Boat. When you are in this place, you speak English. Town. You think in English. You write in English. You live in English, even if it's just for a few minutes a day. Why does this matter? Because your brain works with habits and signals. When you sit in a certain chair every day with a cup of tea, your brain knows. It's tea time. When you put on running shoes, your brain says, it's time to exercise. In the same way, when you go to your English space, your brain will learn, it's time to speak English. This makes starting much easier because you don't have to think, should I practice now? Your brain will already know the answer, yes. So, how do you create this English space? First, choose a spot in your home that feels comfortable and quiet. It doesn't have to be big. It could be a small desk in your bedroom, a chair near the window, or even the corner of your living room. The important thing is that when you sit there, you feel relaxed and ready to focus. This is your personal stage for speaking English. Next, fill your English space with a few useful tools. Keep a notebook for writing down new words, phrases, and ideas. This notebook will stay in your English corner, so every time you sit there, it's ready for you. Have a pen or pencil nearby, so you never waste time looking for one. Keep a small mirror in your English space. This will help you practice your pronunciation, your expressions, and you can also keep a few small objects in your English space that you can talk about. For example, a cup, a photo frame, a small plant, or even a book in English. These objects will give you something real to describe. You can pick up the cup and say, "This is my favorite cup." Potoon. It's white and I drink tea in it every morning. You can look at the plant and say, "This plant is green. I water it every 2 days. It makes my room look fresh." These small descriptions train your brain to think in English about real things around you. Some learners even like to keep English books or magazines in their space, not because they will read for hours, but because seeing them helps the brain connect the space with English. You can have a dictionary there, a small English calendar, or even a sticky note on the wall with a daily goal like, speak for 2 minutes today. Every time you sit down, you see the goal, and you know exactly what to do. Now, you might think, can I not just practice anywhere? Of course you can. Cobabry. You can speak English while walking in the kitchen or lying on your bed. But here's the thing. When you have a special place for English, it becomes a habit faster. Your brain learns to switch into English mode more easily. It's like having a mini classroom in your home, but one where you are the teacher and the only voice. I remember one student who made her English corner very simple. Just a small table with a chair and a notebook. Every day, after lunch, she would go there and speak English for 15 minutes. Sometimes she would talk about her day. Sometimes she would read a small story out loud. Sometimes she would listen to a short podcast and then repeat what she heard. Within 2 months, she told me, "Teacher, my English feels easier. I don't have to push myself to start anymore. I just sit in my corner, and the words come." That is the power of an English space. You can make your space personal and even fun. If you like music, keep a small speaker there and play English songs before you start speaking. If you like colors, decorate your space with a bright cloth or a plant. If you want inspiration, put a picture of your favorite English-speaking city, maybe London, New York, Sydney, on the wall. Let this space feel like your little connection to the English-speaking world. The most important rule is this: when you are in your English space, use only English. Even if you don't know how to say something perfectly, try in English first. Don't switch to your native language, unless you really have to. This trains your brain to stay in English mode. Even 5 minutes of full English in your space is more valuable than 30 minutes of mixed language practice. And here's a little secret. When you have a special space, you will start to enjoy your practice more. It won't feel like a job or homework. It will feel like your private time, your small daily ritual. And the more you enjoy it, the more you will do it. So, today I want you to choose your English space. It can be big or small, fancy or simple. The size doesn't matter. The habit does. Once you have your space, keep it ready, keep it special, and keep it for English only. In the next chapter, I will show you how to fill that space with real speaking, how to talk to yourself in English so naturally that it feels like a normal conversation. Chapter 10: Talking to Yourself Effectively. Now that you have your English space, it's time to fill it with words. And the best way to do this, especially when you are alone, is through self-talk. Self-talk simply means speaking to yourself, in English, about anything you see, anything you do, and anything you think. You don't need to prepare a big speech. You don't need complicated grammar. You just need to say what's in your mind, out loud, in simple sentences. Let me give you an example. You wake up in the morning, and the first thing you do is open your eyes. You can say, "I am waking up." You sit on the bed and stretch. Say, "I am stretching." You look at the clock and say, "It is 7 o'clock." You go to the bathroom and say, "I am brushing my teeth." These are simple, clear sentences. You already know the words. But when you say them out loud, you are training your mouth and your brain to work together. In English, this you might think, why should I say something so simple? And because speaking is a physical activity. Your mouth needs to get used to making English sounds. Your mouth, just like your hands need to get used to playing the guitar. The more you say even small sentences, the more natural it will become to speak without stopping. And here's the secret. The brain remembers things better when you say them aloud. Reading in your head is good, but speaking out loud makes your memory stronger. Because you are hearing your own voice and using more parts of your brain at the same time. Self-talk can be done anywhere. In the morning, you can talk about your plan for the day. I will go to work. I will meet my friend. I will cook dinner tonight. While doing chores, you can describe what you are doing. I am washing the dishes. The water is warm. The plate is clean now. At night, you can talk about your day. Today was busy. I met a new person. I learned a new word. It's not about impressing anyone. It's about training your English muscle, your speaking ability. Let's imagine a moment together. Pake. You are alone at home, walking from your bedroom to the kitchen. You start to describe what you see. The window is open. The sun is bright today. My shoes are on the floor. You open the fridge. The fridge is cold. There is milk inside. The apples are red. You make tea. I am boiling water. The cup is on the table. The tea smells nice. Can you see how this works? You are creating a small English world around you, using your real life as the subject. When you start, it might feel strange. You might even laugh at yourself, but after a few days, it will feel natural. You will notice that your brain starts to form English sentences more quickly. You won't need to translate from your mother tongue. The words will come directly in English. And that is exactly what you want. Some people think self-talk is only for beginners. This is not true. Even advanced speakers use self-talk to prepare for meetings, speeches, or interviews. I know professionals who walk around their house practicing what they will say the next day. They talk to the mirror, they talk to their dog, they talk to themselves. The only difference is they do it in English. Or, if you want to make self-talk more interesting, you can play little games with yourself. Pretend you are explaining something to a friend who doesn't know it. For example, if you are cooking, explain the steps as if you are teaching someone. First, I wash the rice. Then I put it in the pot. Next, I add water. Or pretend you are giving a tour of your home. Ain't? This is my living room. Here is the sofa. This is where I watch TV. These small role plays make your practice fun and keep you speaking for longer. Newer. Another good idea is to connect self-talk with your thoughts and feelings. Don't just describe what you see, say how you feel about it. For example, the weather is nice today. I feel happy. Or I am tired. I want to rest. This way, you are not only learning vocabulary for objects, but also for emotions and opinions. If you live with other people and feel shy, you can still do self-talk quietly in your English space, or even whisper to yourself when no one is around. You can also do it in your mind. But remember, saying it out loud is always stronger practice. If you can, be brave and speak in a normal voice, even if you are the only one listening. Or, here's one last tip. Keep your self-talk simple in the beginning. Don't try to use long, complicated grammar right away. Focus on speaking smoothly. Even if your sentences are short, over time, you can add longer sentences naturally. For example, start with, I am making tea. Later, you can say, I am making tea because I feel sleepy, and I want something warm to drink. This way, you grow your English step by step without feeling lost. So today, I want you to try this for the next 6 hours. Speak to yourself in English at least 3 times. In the morning, during the day, lot, effed, and before bed. Describe what you are doing, what you see, or what you feel. Even if it's only for 2 minutes each time, you will be training your brain to think and speak in English naturally. Allah. In the next chapter, we will take this even further. I will show you how to use a mirror to make your self-talk more powerful. Mink. Improve your pronunciation and build your confidence so you sound and feel like a real English speaker. Chapter Sur. Using the mirror to boost confidence. Now that you know how to talk to yourself in English, it's time to make that self-talk even stronger. One of the best tools you can use is something you already have at home. A mirror. Yes, that's right. The mirror method is one of the most effective ways to improve your pronunciation and your expression and your confidence when speaking English. And the best part? You don't need to buy anything new. You can use the mirror in your bedroom, bathroom, or even a small hand mirror. Why does the mirror method work so well? Because when you speak into a mirror, you are not only hearing yourself, you are seeing yourself. You can see the shape of your mouth, the movement of your lips, and the way your face changes when you speak. This gives you instant feedback. If you say a word and it doesn't look or sound right, you can fix it immediately. It's like being your own speaking coach. Let's imagine you're practicing the sentence. I am going to the market. Without a mirror, you might not notice that your lips are not rounding enough on the word going. But with a mirror, you can see it. You can adjust your mouth shape and try again. The more you practice like this, the more natural your pronunciation will become. Over time, your mouth will automatically move the right way when speaking English. The mirror also helps with expression. Many English learners speak in a very flat tone, with little facial movement. But English, like all languages, comes alive when you use your face to show emotion. If you are happy, smile when you say something. If you are surprised, raise your eyebrows. If you are curious, tilt your head. In a mirror, you can watch yourself do these things. You can see if you look confident and friendly, or if you look nervous and unsure. This awareness will help you appear more natural when speaking to real people later. At first, speaking to your own reflection will feel strange. You might even laugh at yourself. That's normal. But if you keep doing it, the mirror will become your friend, a safe place where you can practice without fear of judgment. Kith, and think of it as your rehearsal stage before you go out into the real world. Actors do this all the time. Before they perform on stage or in a movie, they rehearse their lines in front of a mirror. They watch their expressions, their posture, their gestures. They practice until they feel ready. You can do the same with your English. Here's a simple way to start the mirror method. Stand or sit in front of a mirror. Look into your own eyes. Say a simple sentence like, "My name is Sarah," or "I am learning English." Watch your mouth as you speak. Notice how your lips move. Notice if your expression matches your words. Then try saying the same sentence with a smile. Try it with excitement. Try it with seriousness. You'll see how much more alive your English becomes when you use your face, along with your voice. You can also use the mirror for role play. Pretend you are a newsreader, giving the day's headlines. Good evening. This is John, and here is today's news. Pretend you are a teacher explaining something. Today, we will learn about the seasons of the year. Pretend you are your favorite actor speaking in a movie scene. I will never give up. I will keep going. These little performances make speaking practice fun and help you get used to speaking clearly and confidently. Another powerful exercise is storytelling in the mirror. Tell a short story about your day. This morning, I woke up early. I made tea and read a book. Then I went for a walk. As you tell it, watch your expression. If you're talking about something happy, let your face show it. If you're talking about something surprising, let your eyes widen. These expressions will make your speaking sound more interesting and keep your listener engaged. When you speak to real people, you might be wondering, how often should you practice in front of the mirror? Even 5 minutes a day can make a big difference. You can do it in the morning before leaving for work or school, or at night before bed. The important thing is, the more often you practice, the more comfortable you will feel speaking in front of others. Some learners worry about making mistakes while practicing in the mirror. But remember, the mirror will not laugh at you. It will not correct you rudely. It will not interrupt you. It's just you helping yourself. This is your safe place to try, fail, and improve. Over time, you will notice something amazing. You will start to recognize your own confident face. This is the look you have when you are speaking well. Standing tall and smiling naturally. Once you know what that looks like, you can use it anytime. In a meeting, at school, in a job interview, or when chatting with friends, people will see you as confident, even if you still feel nervous inside. That's the magic of the mirror method. So, today I want you to try it. Stand in front of a mirror. Say your name. Say where you live. Say one thing you like about yourself. Watch your face. Adjust your expression. Then say it again, but this time, say it like you believe it. That's the first step towards speaking English with confidence. In the next chapter, we will explore another method that works wonderfully alone, shadowing. Mar. This is where you speak along with native speakers in real time. It's like singing along with a song, but for English, and it can transform your fluency faster than you think. Chapter Wove. Shadowing practice alone. Now that you've practiced speaking to yourself and using the mirror to build confidence, it's time to take another big step. Shadowing. Shadowing is a powerful technique that can help you speak more fluently, naturally, and confidently. The idea is simple. You listen to a native English speaker and speak along with them at the same time. It's almost like singing along to your favorite song, but instead of music, you're copying real spoken English. Why is shadowing so effective? Because it trains your brain, your ears, and your mouth to work together. When you shadow, you are not just learning words. You are copying the rhythm, the speed, and the intonation of natural English. You are teaching your brain how English feels when it is spoken. Well, and here's the best part. You don't need another person to do this. You can shadow alone at home anytime you like. Let's start with how to do it. First, choose a short piece of English audio or video. It could be from a podcast, a short YouTube clip, a news report, or even a scene from your favorite movie. For beginners, I recommend starting with something short. Maybe sure to answer seconds long. Or this makes it easier to repeat and remember. If you choose something too long, you might feel tired or overwhelmed. Second, listen to the clip carefully a few times without speaking. Focus on the sound, the pronunciation, and the way the speaker moves from one word to another. Don't try to understand every single word right away. Just get a feeling for the rhythm and tone. Third, play the clip again, but this time, speak along with the speaker. Try to match their speed, their pauses, and their intonation. In the beginning, you might be slower or make mistakes. That's okay. Just keep going. The goal is not perfection, but imitation. You are training your mouth to move the way theirs does. Fourth, repeat the same clip several times. The first time might feel difficult, but the second, third, and fourth time will feel easier. By the 10th time, you will notice you are speaking faster and more naturally. You will also start to remember the sentences without looking or listening. That's when shadowing starts to feel fun. You can almost perform it like a small speech. When you shadow every day, even for just 5 minutes, something amazing happens. Your brain starts to get used to English rhythm, and your speaking speed improves naturally. You stop pausing so much when you speak. Your pronunciation becomes clearer without you even thinking about it. Start to sound more like a native speaker because you are copying real speech, not just reading from a book. Let me give you an example. Imagine you are shadowing a short clip from the news. Quake. Good morning. The weather today is sunny and warm. Temperatures will reach 25 degrees. At first, you might stumble, "Good morning." The weather today is sunny, but after practicing it 10 times, you can say it smoothly. Good morning. The weather today is sunny and warm. Temperatures will reach 25 degrees, and you'll say it with the same rhythm and tone as the speaker. That's the magic of shadowing. You can also make shadowing more fun by choosing clips that you enjoy. If you like movies, pick a funny or dramatic scene. If you like cooking, choose a short recipe video. If you like sports, shadow a short sports commentary. The more you enjoy the content, the longer you will want to practice. Here's a tip. Don't be afraid to exaggerate when you shadow. If the speaker is happy and excited, try to sound happy and excited too. If they are speaking seriously, match their serious tone. This will make your practice more realistic and help you understand how emotion changes the way English sounds. Some learners worry, what if I can't keep up with the speed? That's completely normal in the beginning. If the clip is too fast, you can slow it down using the speed control on YouTube or any audio player. Start at a slower speed. Shadow until you are comfortable, and then slowly increase to normal speed. Over time, you'll find that you can shadow even fast speakers more easily. One more important thing. Shadowing works best when you do it regularly. Just like exercise, doing it once in a while won't give you big results. But if you shadow every day, even for 5 minutes, you will see improvement quickly. Some of my students improved their fluency in just 1 month by shadowing. Every day. They told me, "Teacher, I don't need to think so much before speaking now. The words just come." That's exactly what you want. So here's your challenge. Today, choose one short English clip. Listen to it carefully 3 times. Then shadow it 5 times. Do the same tomorrow and the day after. After a week, you will notice your mouth moving more easily, your words flowing faster, and your voice sounding more confident. And remember, you can do all of this alone. You don't need a partner, a classroom, or a teacher to shadow. All you need is your device, your voice, and your willingness to repeat until it feels natural. In the next chapter, we will add another powerful tool to your practice: recording yourself. This will help you hear your own mistakes, track your progress, and become your own speaking coach. It's one of the fastest ways to improve. When you are learning alone, and I'll show you exactly how to do it. Chapter 2: Recording and listening to yourself. When you're learning to speak English alone, you don't have a teacher sitting next to you every day to tell you what sounds right or wrong, but you can still get that feedback from yourself. One of the most powerful ways to do this is by recording your own voice and listening back. This simple habit will change the way you hear and improve your English. Why does recording work so well? Because when you are speaking in real time, your brain is busy thinking about what to say next. You don't have time to notice every small mistake. But when you listen to a recording, you are free to focus on the details, the pronunciation, oud, n, the rhythm, the pauses, the places where your voice sounds unsure. It's like watching a replay of a football match. You see things you missed when the game was happening live. You don't need expensive equipment for this. Your phone is enough. Almost every phone today has a built-in voice recorder. If not, you can download a free recording app. You don't need a fancy microphone or studio, just a quiet place where you can speak without interruptions. Here's how to start. Choose a simple topic. It could be your daily routine. I wake up at 7. I brush my teeth. I eat breakfast. I go to work. Or it could be a short story about something that happened to you. Yesterday, I went to the market. I bought some fruit. I met my friend there. Keep it short in the beginning. Maybe censor seconds to 1 minute. Press record and start speaking. Don't worry if you make mistakes. Don't stop and start again every time something goes wrong. Just keep speaking until you finish your thought. The goal here is to capture your natural speaking style, not a perfect speech. Once you finish, play the recording back. Listen carefully. Notice how your voice sounds. Are there words you pronounce differently than the way you heard native speakers say them? Did you pause for a long time because you couldn't remember a word? Were some words unclear or too quiet? These are the moments you can work on. Eighth, you might be surprised the first time you hear your voice. Many learners say, "I didn't know I sounded like that." Some even feel a little shy. But remember, this is normal. The sound you hear when you speak is different from the sound others hear, because your voice travels through your head as well as through the air. When you listen to a recording, you hear yourself the way others do. This is a big advantage, because now you can work on how you sound to the world. Whole. The next step is to fix 1 or 2 things at a time. Don't try to correct everything in one day. That can feel overwhelming. Maybe today you focus on pronouncing "theech" sound more clearly, like in think or this. Maybe tomorrow You focus on speaking without so many pauses. Little by little, you will see improvement. Here's an example. Imagine you record yourself saying, "I am going to the park." But when you listen, you hear yourself say, "I am going to the park." The G in going is missing. Now that you've noticed it, you can practice saying it slowly and clearly. I am going to the park. Then record yourself again and check if it sounds better. This is how you become your own teacher. Recording also helps you track your progress over weeks and months. On the first day, you might feel slow and unsure, but after a month of daily or weekly recordings, you will hear a big difference. Your sentences will be smoother. Your voice will sound stronger. Your pauses will be shorter. This is one of the most motivating things you can experience, because you can literally hear your own improvement. I had a student once who was very shy. She never wanted to speak in front of people, but she agreed to record herself for just 1 minute every evening. At first, her recordings were full of long pauses and quiet mumbling. But after 6 weeks, she played me one of her latest recordings. She was speaking clearly, with energy, and without so many stops. She told me, "Teacher, I didn't think I could speak like this." Recording really works. You can make recording even more fun by combining it with the other techniques we've learned. For example, you can record yourself talk while walking around your house. Or you can record your shadowing practice and compare your voice with the original speaker. You can even record your mirror practice and watch the video. To see your expressions as well as hear your pronunciation. One important thing, don't judge yourself too harshly. Your recordings are not for showing the world. They are for you. They are a tool for learning, not a test. Mistakes are not a sign of failure. They are a sign of what you can improve next. Try making recording a regular habit. Even once or twice a week can be powerful. But if you can, do it every day for a short time. Over time, you will feel more comfortable speaking, because you have trained yourself to notice and correct your own mistakes. So here's your challenge for today. Record yourself speaking for 1 minute about your day. Then listen to it and find just one thing to improve. Work on that one thing and then record again tomorrow. In a few weeks, you'll be amazed at how much more confident and fluent you sound. In the next chapter, we will focus on turning speaking practice into a daily habit that you actually enjoy, so it becomes a natural part of your life, not something you have to force yourself to do. This is how you make real progress that lasts. Chapter Chi, Expanding Vocabulary While Speaking. By now, you know how to speak alone, use the mirror, shadow native speakers, and even record yourself. But there's one more thing that will take your English to the next level. Growing your vocabulary while speaking. You see, Vocabulary is like fuel for your English car. Kent. Without enough fuel, you can't go far. You might know how to drive. You can form sentences and speak. But you keep stopping because you don't have enough words to keep the conversation moving. That's why expanding your vocabulary is so important. The good news is that you don't have to learn hundreds of new words in one day. In fact, learning too many words at once can be a waste of time if you don't use them. La. The real secret is to learn a few words and use them immediately in your speaking practice. That's how the words stick in your memory. Your memory. By coming out of your mouth, not just staying in your notebook. Let's start with how to collect new words. You can find them anywhere, from a YouTube video, a book, a TV show, or even an advertisement. Whenever you hear or see a word you don't know, write it down. But don't just write the word. Write a simple meaning for it, in English, and maybe one example sentence. For example, word. Delicious meaning, very tasty sentence. This cake is delicious. Now, here's where most learners stop. They write the word in their notebook, close it, and forget about it. But you are going to do something different. You're going to bring that word into your speaking immediately. One fun way to do this is to make a small list of new words and write them on sticky notes. Then, place those sticky notes around your English space at home. Put them on the wall near your desk, on your mirror, or even on the fridge. Every time you see one, make a sentence with it, out loud. Yes, even if you are alone. For example, you see the sticky note that says delicious. You could say, this tea is delicious. Or, I think pizza is delicious. Or, the weather is delicious, which sounds funny, but that's okay. Funny sentences can help you remember the word even faster. That's the second secret. Make your sentences personal, funny, or even a little silly. Why? Because the brain remembers things better when they are unusual or connected to your own life. If you only use serious textbook sentences, you will forget the word quickly. But if you say something like, my cat is delicious, no, wait, that's not right, you will laugh, and you will never forget the word delicious. Another great trick is to combine your new words with your self-talk. For example, if you learned the word complicated, you could say, cooking biryani is complicated. If you learned the word tiny, you could say, my phone screen is tiny. This way, you connect the word to something real in your life, and you practice it in a natural way. You can also use new words in short imaginary stories. Let's say you learned the word adventure. You could make up a small story. Yesterday, I went on an adventure. I found a treasure in my backyard. Then a dragon chased me. This not only helps you remember the word, but it also makes your speaking practice more fun and creative. One mistake learners make is waiting too long before using a new word. The longer you wait, the harder it is to remember. I always tell my students, when you learn a new word, use it within the first 5 minutes. Say it out loud 3 or 4 times in different sentences. Riaza Kamri. Even if you are cooking or cleaning, stop for a moment and use your new word. The more you use it quickly, the deeper it stays in your memory. Another thing to remember is that you don't have to learn every word you meet. 2. Focus on words that are useful to you. If you don't like cooking, maybe you don't need to learn colander, a kitchen tool. Cane. But if you love sports, you should learn words like score, goal, or match. The more useful the word is to your life, the more you will naturally use it. Here's a small step-by-step method you can follow to expand your vocabulary while speaking. Mistrindil. Find a new word you like or need. Write it down with a simple meaning and example sentence. San. Say it out loud immediately in R to San different sentences. Su. Played it on a sticky note in your English space. Wu. Use it again during your self-talk, mirror practice, or recording. Lu. Review it the next day and the day after. If you follow this, you will notice that your speaking becomes richer and more interesting. You won't get stuck so often searching for words. And because you're using your new vocabulary in speech, not just in writing, it will become a natural part of your English. I had a student once who used this exact method. Fought. She learned only 3 new words a day, but she used each one at least 10 times in conversation with herself. After 3 months, she told me, I feel like my English is bigger now. I can say more things, and people understand me better. That's the power of expanding vocabulary while speaking. So today, I want you to learn just 3 new words. Put them on sticky notes. Say them out loud. Make at least 1 funny sentence for each. And then, tomorrow, do the same with 3 more. If you keep going, you'll be amazed at how quickly your English grows. Noon. In the next chapter, our final chapter, we will put everything together. I'll show you how to combine all these methods into a daily speaking routine so you can keep improving for months and years, even without a chapter bois. Making it a daily habit. You've learned so many ways to practice speaking English alone. Self-talk, the mirror method, shadowing, recording yourself, and expanding your vocabulary. But now comes the most important step of all, making it a daily habit. Because here's the truth, even the best techniques won't help if you only use them once in a while. The real magic happens when you speak every day, even for just few minutes. Many learners think they need hours of practice every day to improve. That's not true. If you practice for just few minutes daily, but do it every day, You will improve faster than someone who studies for 2 hours once a week. Why? Because your brain remembers better with small, regular practice. It's like watering a plant. If you give it a little water every day, it grows strong and healthy. But if you pour a big bucket of water once a week, the plant will still struggle. So how do we turn speaking into a daily habit? First, make it easy for yourself. Don't wait for the perfect time. Don't think, I'll practice when I have an hour. No. Decide that you will speak English for a few minutes every day, no matter what. You can do it in the morning before breakfast, during a short walk, or while cooking dinner. The important thing is to connect it to something you already do every day, so it becomes part of your routine. Here's a simple plan you can follow. Frange. E. Start with self-talk. When you wake up, describe what you are doing in English. I am getting out of bed. I am brushing my teeth. This takes less than 2 minutes, but it wakes up your English brain. R. Do a short shadowing session. Choose a sure to sur second clip from a video or podcast. Listen to it and speak along 2 or 3 times. This improves your pronunciation. Pronunciation and rhythm. Son. Use the mirror method. Stand in front of the mirror for 1 minute and say something about your day. Look confident. Smile. This trains your body language and expression. S. Add 1 new word. Ward. Use it in at least 3 sentences out loud. Make one of them funny. Stick the word somewhere you'll see it later. Oob. Record yourself. Once a day, record a sensor second to e-minute clip talking about anything. Your plans, your feelings, your favorite food. Listen and find one thing to improve. That's it. All of this can be done in 0 minutes. And if you have more time, you can do longer sessions. But even if you only have those 0 minutes, you're still training your speaking muscle every single day. I once had a student who followed a similar routine. At first, she told me, "Teacher, sure minutes is nothing. How will I improve?" But after 1 month, she came back and said, "I don't know how, but I feel so much more comfortable speaking now. The words come faster. I don't freeze anymore." That's the power of daily practice. The biggest challenge for most learners is not the language itself, it's staying consistent. You might feel motivated for a few days, then life gets busy and you stop. Sight. Those winged hat. That's why I recommend keeping your plan simple and short. If you try to do too much, you might give up. But if you keep it small, it's easier to continue. And once it's a habit, you won't even have to think about it. Another tip is to make your practice enjoyable. Use videos you love, talk about topics you care about, and allow yourself to be creative. If you enjoy it, you'll want to do it more. And remember, no one is judging you. When you're speaking alone, you are free to make mistakes, try new words, and sound silly if you want. The more relaxed you are, the faster you'll learn. Also, keep a small record of your progress. You can write down the date each day you practiced, or keep your audio recordings in a folder. After a month, go back and listen to your first recordings. You'll be amazed at how much you've improved, and that will motivate you to keep going. Finally, I want you to remember this. You don't need to wait for a perfect speaking partner to start improving. If you keep waiting for the right person, the right time, or the right opportunity, you might never start. The secret is to become your own best partner in English. You can do that by speaking to yourself, copying native speakers, recording your voice, and learning new words every day. When you do this, you're not just practicing English, you're training your brain to think in English. You're building confidence, fluency, and the ability to speak without fear. And that's exactly what you need to start having real conversations when the chance comes. So, starting today, make a promise to yourself. No matter how busy you are, you will give at least 2 minutes a day to speaking English. Do it for a week, then a month, then 3 months. By the end, you won't just be better at English. You'll be someone who speaks with confidence, even when no one is watching. Because here's the truth. The best English partner you'll ever have is already with you. It's you. If you've watched this far, it means you're serious about improving your English. You now know that you don't need a partner, a classroom, or even a teacher to start speaking. You can begin today, right where you are, with the tools you already have. The real question is, will you take the first step? Don't let this video just be good advice that you forget tomorrow. Make today your first real practice day. Even if you only have woo or zher minutes, use them. Talk to yourself in English. Try the mirror method. Record your voice. Learn one new word and use it out loud. The sooner you start, the sooner you will see results. And trust me, the results will come faster than you think. If you enjoyed this lesson and want more slow, clear, and beginner-friendly English videos, then subscribe to this channel right now. That way, you won't miss any of my future lessons that can help you speak with confidence. Also, hit the like button so I know you enjoyed this and so YouTube can show this video to more learners like you. And please tell me in the comments how you will practice speaking English today. I read every single comment, and I would love to hear your plan. Let's make your English journey happen. Starting now. You've